What's up, y'all? It's your guy William Fry, and I said I was going to make create a couple of videos. Actually, I've been doing some thinking on the whole surviving a stop by law enforcement. While of course your skin tone is not badge friendly, we'll call it. Um, so I've actually been thinking about it. We're going to do a few different videos from a few different scenarios. And the first one is going to be this one right here. This is going to be geared more towards the parents with new drivers as far as kids go, or kids that are right around in the teenage years, that may be either driving or riding with friends to help minimize the chances there's going to be trouble. Once again, when you are of a certain, we'll call it skin tone, a lot of how a traffic stop goes is who you're dealing with that's wearing that badge. So catch the wrong guy on the wrong day, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's his prejudices, and all that are going to really drive the encounter. Power trips, those types of things, they will drive the encounter. But there are some things that can be done to minimize the chances of a negative encounter. Not that there's a positive one all that often, but there are some ways to minimize a negative, a very damaging encounter. So we're going to start with that one right there, as far as for parents that want to have or need to have the talk, and you want to make sure that you cover the widest range of possibilities and try to minimize, your kid being hurt, being, shot, killed, choked, whatever it might be. You want to minimize the chances of that happening with your child, with any child, but specifically, typically it's your child that you're going to worry the most often about, especially when they are of a certain skin complexion. So, what are some of those things? Now, first of all, I said whether they're the driver, passenger out hanging out with, their friends who may or may not be the same skin complexion. This younger generation, thankfully, they've got a lot less of the hangups that some of the older generations have, especially where skin color is concerned. So, that part is good, but the danger is still there. It's still there as far as, your darker skinned complexion folks, kids, people. So, what are some of those things? First of all, and in my opinion, one of the most important things that anybody can do is get a dash camera. Not just a regular dash camera. Get one that does front, you can see in front of you, see behind you, and inside the vehicle. Get a 3-way dash cam, plus with recording audio, of course. In my opinion, that is absolutely required. It's just required. Everybody should have a dash camera in their vehicle these days. Okay? Front, rear, inside is going to be the best. Of course, audio is absolutely necessary. So that is the most important thing, in my opinion, that everybody should have, regardless if it's a teenager driving, adult, it doesn't matter. Everybody should have a dash camera. So, outside of that, your cell phone is not a dash camera. It's not a dash camera. That cell phone could be turned off at the drop of a dime. It's gonna fall. The cop can grab it and turn it off, step on it, whatever it might be. So don't rely on a cell phone. Don't have them try to rely on a cell phone. Where that comes into play, I'll go into a little bit in just a couple of minutes. But number one, get a dash camera. Have it professionally installed, not in the cigarette lighter. Have it hooked up to the battery of the vehicle, so when the car is turned off, the accessory can be turned on and the camera will still be running the video and audio. So have it professionally installed, not with the cigarette lighter. You don't want that. Have it hardwired into your vehicle. That's number one. That's the most important thing. Number two, once again, this is for the teenagers, the new drivers that, if they get stopped, get pulled over, for whatever reason. My opinion, number two, is yes, they should have a cell phone. One thing they can do is, first of all, you're going to pull off to the right as soon as it's safe. You don't want to hit the brakes. You don't want to get in the middle of the freeway and stop over there. Pull off to the right, preferably in a visible area where other drivers can see, or pedestrians or whoever, somewhere where they can be seen. That's not to say drive an extra 5 or 10 miles. No, don't do that. You're going to want to stop as soon as possible when it is safe and pull off to the right. You're going to signal. You're going to stop. If they have the opportunity, once again, you should have a dash camera, front, rear audio, and inside the vehicle. But as soon as they pull over, put the vehicle in park, they should be getting ready to call you. And only thing that you as the parent should do is listen. Let them know to give you a call. Do not put you on speaker, and let them know, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, I just got pulled over. I am so-and-so, wherever they're at. I'm here. I'm going to put the phone down. I just want to make sure that you can hear what's going on. And then put that phone down right there in the center console, right there on the desk, wherever. Just set it down somewhere where you can, as a parent, you can hear what's going on live. You're not there to negotiate or talk to. No, leave that alone. You're there to listen and to see how that interaction goes. If you feel, based on your listening, that you need to get involved, then you need to call 911, call your local police headquarters, wherever it is, and let them know that you've got your son, your child is stopped at so-and-so, and to let them know to get a supervisor over there and let them know that you are heading over there also as their parent. So have them get a supervisor over there and you head over there. You're not there to argue with the cop. You ain't there to do any of that stuff, because we don't want you getting shot too because you're trying to go hard ass for your kid. So call supervisor. You can put it on the second line or whatever. Say, this doesn't seem like it's going in a good direction. I want a supervisor over there and I'm headed over there now. So, and please give that officer a radio, give him a call, let him know that you have that kid's parents on his way or on their way, and get a supervisor on their way. Okay, so that's number one. Now, when they pull over, once again, you should have a dash cam hardwired in, not to the cigarette lighter. They're going to pull over, put the car in park, turn the car off, and then push that button one more time to put it in accessory mode so that dash camera is still recording. So it should be pretty quick. You're going to pull off to the right as soon as it's safe. Call up mom or dad. Hey, I just got pulled over. I'm here. This is where I'm at. And I'm going to put the phone down. They put the phone down. Car goes in park. Car goes off. Accessories comes on. Especially if there's tinted windows, roll all the windows down. Roll them down. If it's pouring down rain, of course, you're not going to want to roll them all down. But roll all the windows down, especially if you have tinted windows. Once again, this video is to minimize the chances of an interaction with law enforcement going south. It is to increase the chances of a negative interaction with law enforcement. So this is for the parents. This is for that single or that parent that needs to have a talk with their kids. This is what you want to let them know to do. Windows down, car off, park as soon as it's safe, off to the right, in a visible place. In a visible place. Windows down, get the registration, driver's license, insurance, have it all ready. You pull it off to the right, you've called mom, windows down, I'm reaching over, well, getting the registration, insurance might be on the phone or whatever. So get all that stuff ready. Now, when the cop comes, door should be locked. Door should be locked. Windows are already down. They don't need any more. Windows are down. One, as a parent, you should be listening for why they got pulled over. That should be number one when the cop walks up to the window. Hey, so-and-so, I pulled you over for this reason. Do you have license, registration, insurance? Number one, that's standard. You hear that? Chances are it's not some racist POS that's just saw a little black kid or a little Hispanic kid or whatever driving down the road and said, hey, I'm going to fuck with them. Excuse me. I'm going to bleep that out. I'm going to mess with them. So that should be what you're listening for first, because that's going to be your first sign of who you're dealing with, is if they identify themselves, identify the reason why your child is being pulled over, and then they're asking for license, registration, and insurance. That should be the very first thing that any reasonable, normal interaction is going to happen. Those are the steps in a regular traffic stop. Anything else? You may want to get your ears perked up. Make sure that you have the phone number for your local dispatch office and all that. And just be prepared. You know, and make sure your kid's not sitting there mouthing off to the cops, because, you know, it's just not going to do any good. And once again, this video is to help minimize the chances of the interaction going south and your kid ended up being dead or in jail or, you know, something like that. So, car and park, accessory on. The dash cam should be recording everything on the inside of the vehicle, be recording both behind and forward, and audio, because the accessories are on. And if they're a new driver, let them know how to do that. Okay, most cars, most newer cars, all you got to do, push the power button to turn the vehicle off, and then do not put your foot on the brake pedal and push that power button again. Accessories on. You're done. They're done. The car is on, the accessories on, your cameras are recording. You're covered. Let the kid know not to get smart. It's whatever. They're looking for license, registration. You've got it right there. Here it is. Check it out. This, of course, is assuming that, you know, it's a licensed driver, car's registered, and you've got insurance, like we all should have. You know, those things, you know, they're not always like that, but, you know, you want it to be as much as possible. You know, they should have everything that they need, especially as a brand new young driver. Because, you know, it does happen. They're going to get stopped. If they're a black kid, they're going to get stopped. I mean, when I was 16, I literally got stopped probably twice a month here in Moreno Valley for no other reason, typically, than I looked too young to drive. That's what they gave me anyways. That's the BS that they told me at that point. But, yeah, I did look pretty young. But those are the things that they should have ready. And the cops should be the first thing they ask for. Give that to them. They're going to go back there. They're going to decide whether or not they want to give them a ticket, a warning, or, you know, whatever. I'm assuming the kid's not going to have any warrants or anything crazy. So they might come back and, you know, give them a little lecture, have them sign a ticket or whatever. And that should be it. That should be a normal traffic stop for your kid. But you've got all the bases covered. You're on the phone listening for that. You're not tripping out. You're just listening to see how the interaction goes as their parent, prepared to call dispatch if you need to call dispatch and say, hey, get a supervisor over there. I'm headed over there myself to make sure that my kid is okay. And that's only if it sounds or seems like to you that the traffic stop is going, if the cop's giving an attitude, if your kid's giving an attitude, then, you may need to interact. But best thing is tell your kid, just give him the paperwork. He's going to know if he ran the dang stop sign or was speeding or whatever, that wasn't wearing a seatbelt. They're going to know if they did that or not. If they did it, they did it, whatever. Mistakes happen, they may or may not get a ticket. And, move on. Life goes on. But those are the main things that you want to cover on that initial talk. We're going to make a second part to this video that covers a possible negative interaction from that point and how that should be happening, how that should be handled. Because this is running a little bit long. It's already been 16 minutes, so I don't want to have the video too long. I did curse once accidentally, so I am going to bleep that out before I upload this video, and we'll see you in the next video.